So we had a fantastic response from the Fitchburg community to the launch of the Efficiency Navigator Program. We had 13 buildings sign up right away. So we had their applications, we reviewed applications, and once determined they were eligible, conducted an intake phone call. And that was a chance to get to know a little more about the owners and the buildings and prepare for an assessment. So today we're here at a building that is ready for the assessment, and this is a chance for us to get inside and look at the different areas of the building that usually contribute to energy efficiency and improvement health. So this is looking at the furnace system, looking at the water heater system, looking at the attic and the weatherization potential. So how is the building functioning, and what are the opportunities we might be able to improve so that it is a building with less energy bills and more comfort for the residents themselves.
So yeah, we're looking at the condition of the building, any kind of holes in the siding, condition of the roof in case if it ever gets replaced, there may be insulating opportunities where the roof could be opened up. Just depends on how the building was put together. You know, how much ventilation is there for the attic, for the soffits, whether the foundation is insulated or not. Some parts of it are not, some parts of it are. So you can see where the foundation here is not insulated, but here it is with foam board. But anytime foam board is exposed, the sunlight will just eat it up, and this will not last long. So you've always got to have a covering of some sort, stucco or metal over it. It's a challenge on tall foundations though. These are older windows here. So older wood type windows, not in great shape, definitely lower performance compared to modern windows. You can see these two more modern air conditioners, not terribly bad. Mid efficiency, I'd call them. Again, not insulated foundation there. I'll definitely be recommending to replace these air conditioners. You could tell just by looking at them that they're older and less efficient. But I gather the numbers so we can still look them up and justify the energy savings. Gathering the numbers from the appliances, so the fridge, dishwasher, seeing if it's a gas or electric stove, and checking the ventilation. Very important if it happened to be a gas stove, but also helpful if it's electric stove too. Looking for ventilation equipment that's ducted to the outside, but then this one I see the duct is disconnected. So down in the basement, we're looking for if the basement is insulated, if the sill boxes up there in the floor system are insulated, and also I'm going to be getting the numbers from the water heater and the furnace and the air conditioner. So seeing what those efficiencies are. Again, getting the numbers off the furnace here, seeing what type of furnace it is. Checking on the exhaust system for it. It is a newer furnace, but it is an older technology. Mm-hmm. This is not a super high efficiency furnace. It's a mid efficiency furnace. So they went the cheaper route rather than going for full on high efficiency. I've seen a 100-year-old boiler in a mansion in Milwaukee that was 1 million BTUs. It was taller than I was. But furnaces typically we'll see 40-year-old, 50-year-old furnaces still going, but are horribly inefficient. Mm-hmm. So we look for the type of water heater. This is a natural draft water heater that has a chimney that relies on convection to go up the flue pipe. Potentially a carbon monoxide source or hazard. So when we do the full house testing, we check this for proper exhausting out of the building. But really it's a low efficiency type unit, so we look for a power vented or a tankless type water heater that is more efficient. So, and I found many places with really bad chimneys that would need a lot of money to repair them, and it's much better to just scrap that system and put in high efficiency equipment that doesn't use those chimneys. Yeah. So yeah, the exhaust fan in the bathroom for proper flow, and see if there's a low flow toilet or not, and also look at the lighting, see if it's been upgraded to LED lighting. So this is just a powder room, so it doesn't have a shower or a toilet, so not really required to have a ventilation fan. But when we get to the next one, we'll measure that one. So we're just checking on the bath fan, see how well it's pulling out. Already I'm looking at the ceiling, which is a lot of peeling, so perhaps this fan is not pulling very well. So we'll confirm that. No, not too bad. Maybe that's good. No, actually it's terrible. Oh, look at that, 0. It's often the duct in the attic but it seems it's a fairly old fan, but it can be the duct and it could be the termination that goes through the roof. All kinds of ways that these systems can not perform properly. So usually the contractor will replace everything, fan, duct, and termination. So, and we do look for ventilation because we get condensation buildup, and if we tighten up the house for the air sealing measures, it makes it even worse. So we want to get rid of moisture out of the building. Again, the ceiling here is looking pretty bad, probably because there's moisture buildup when the shower is used, and then that warm, hot air and moist air is not ejected from the building. So, all right, so we go looking up in the attic, looking at the condition and the amount of insulation, kind of looking at the condition of the attic itself. In this one, I see a lot of staining on the underside of the roof, so the ventilation of this attic is very low, and I'd recommend improving it. The insulation is sort of medium, but not terrible, but definitely room for improvement. That's probably a nice 90% good installation, but it's not my favorite type of insulation. It's an older, lumpy, sticky fiberglass that's got a lot of air holes in it, and air can actually move through all those fibers. I'm more of a fan of the cellulose insulation, which is the finer grained, recycled mostly cellulose insulation, and that fits better around all the obstacles and is less porous, so not so much air can move through the fibers, which reduces R value. So maybe they might pull it all out here, but maybe not. It depends. You wouldn't have to pull all this insulation out, but it could be better. So problems in attics, condensation or moldy attics are usually caused by warm, moist air from the attic migrating up into the attic space, condensing on the underside of the roof, which ends up with kind of a moldy situation. It's not a lack of roof venting. It is air moving up from the living space. However, attic venting is fine. It should be there, but it should not be the only thing. It should be air sealing the attic floor first, insulate it properly, tamp down on all those air leaks that are coming up from the living space, and then address the roof venting as a nice bonus, at the end. But it's not usually the problem or the solution to the problem of moldy attics. I would say modest savings on this building because it's reasonably well insulated in the attic, and the furnaces are mid-efficiency, although the 2 units we didn't look in apparently have the older style furnaces. So those, if they were upgraded to power vented water heaters and sealed combustion furnaces, which are much more efficient, we could probably get pretty good savings out of those.
We've had buildings where the owners say the tenants walked back into their bedrooms and said, I don't feel the breeze anymore. Like that immediate of feeling that comfort of, walls are insulated now and the attic is insulated. And then that translates to your bills are less, right? You're not heating the outdoors. The heat is staying inside, and it's able to stay there and reduce how much you have to be running.
Yeah, if you go from an older, inefficient 80% furnace to a 96% newer furnace, you will see savings right away. But the overall building energy savings does take a while to tease out because it really depends on the weather from year to year. But over time, you will definitely see savings. And a lot of the other issues that we might deal with will be more of a comfort issue. So the question I ask homeowners often is, what is your comfort worth? An improvement in your comfort is not a dollar value necessarily, but it's certainly something that people like. And if they can end up being more comfortable and also set their thermostat a little lower, that's a win for everybody, so.
Lots of excitement, really, thankful to the Fitchburg community to offer this opportunity and the program. A lot of people that really want to do the best they can to help the neighborhoods their buildings are in and help the tenants that are living in the buildings.